As a single man in the year 2024 and beyond, should you focus more on meeting women in person, bars, nightclubs, university campuses, the streets, or should you focus more on meeting women online? Today, we're going to talk about that exact subject, and I have my notes right here. Let's get into it. So, if you guys follow my channel at all before, if you've ever seen a video by me, you know what I'm going to say. You know that I think Instagram is the most powerful tool ever created in the history of man and also alien species for meeting beautiful women to be your girlfriend, high quality women, or if you want to just run through a bunch of girls, doesn't really matter. The reason why I like online better than in person, we're going to go deep dive into this, is because at the end of the day, the time efficiency of online, just the sheer amount of ground you can cover, it is scalable, outsourceable, and you get hotter, more higher quality girls from online than you can get in person if you know what you're doing right. Now, one thing may have stuck out to you where I said outsourceable, right? You guys are probably thinking, what the hell is he talking about? So another thing, if you watch my channel before, you may know is that I'm a big proponent of using virtual assistants to assist in your online dating endeavors. My virtual assistant knows exactly what type of girls that I like, exactly where to find them, what to message them, etc. And this is working so well. And this is like, I don't know why no one's talking about this. I feel like I invented fire or something like that. Like, why is nobody else mentioning this? So much so that I want to prove it to you guys, okay? If you're not a believer, if you don't think this stuff works, I will challenge you to change your mind. Click the link in the video description of this video and you can apply. I will literally run a virtual assistant for you, okay? He will find you girls. We'll talk real quick about what type of girls you want, etc. Click the link in the description of the video to apply. And like I said, I will do it 100% free just to shut you guys up, just to make you a believer, okay? So apply for that if you're interested. But back to the topic at hand. So what are the disadvantages of meeting women in person? Why am I such a big proponent of doing this online? Well, let's back up a little bit. You guys know that I'm a wizard in using online. 99% of the girls you've been seeing on the screen right now, I meet from online. I've talked about this in other videos. One thing you may not know is that for the first, 12, or so years of my adult life, I dedicated myself to being a cold approach pickup artist. My earliest mentors in the game include RSD Todd. He now goes by Todd V Dating. I'll put an old photo of us on the screen when I had a lot more hair, as well as the grandfather, the godfather, basically the creator of this entire cold approach, even like the red pill stuff, Owen Cook, aka RSD Tyler, still a good friend of mine to this day. Matter of fact, he actually invited me recently to assist in a boot camp. I'll play this audio. I don't know if it'll come through,
okay,
but
bro, that sounds amazing. I'm doing a boot camp. I think it's December 15th to 17th weekend. So maybe if you're in town, you could always come in and help me out with that or something. And then I don't know if we'll hit the overlap or not when you get in. But definitely.
Yeah. I'm in Sao Paulo, Brazil right now. I'm thinking about coming into LA for the holidays. He invited me to do a boot camp with him, which is, a pretty big honor, right? To have like the main guy or whatever invite you on a boot camp. So I was really, really good at this once upon a time. I will admit I'm a bit rusty. It takes me a while to get into the flow. And that's what I mean, like with this cold approach pickup thing. So let's talk about day game first, right? Does a guy like me, who is a 35-year-old entrepreneur trying to reach massively lofty financial goals, have the time to just, I'm just going to close my laptop. It's, 2 p.m. from, 2 to 3, I'm just going to leave my house at the most productive hour of the day when I could be filming content for you, coming out with new systems for meeting girls, etc., and just walk around the streets, the shopping mall, the university campus. I recently went to a mall here in Sao Paulo during a holiday when it's like packed. Even in Brazil, a country known for beautiful women, as if you're just going to walk outside of your house and go to your local shopping mall and find stunners available for you to approach. Now, I'll put it on the screen right now. You guys already know this. I'm used to dating obnoxiously attractive women. I'm talking true 9s and 10s, undeniable. Even if you're a hater, you can't deny this, right? Like hard 9s and 10s. And like I said, as if I'm just going to walk out my house and see those girls. Now, Miami Brickell, Medellin, Colombia, a couple other cities on the planet. Okay, maybe, fair enough. You go to the metro station in El Poblado or La Reles in Colombia around peak hour, sure. Maybe you can get your, 5 to 10 approaches in a short time. But for the rest of us, for 99% of the time, it's just too time inefficient. Like I said, you can't really find hot girls. The flake rate is actually obnoxious. Let's talk about clubs and stuff too, and I'll tie in this to the flake rate, meaning the probability that they meet you, you flirt with them, but that they just end up ghosting you anyway. So again, back when I actually used to live with like that guy I told you about, Todd Valentine, RSD Todd, now Todd V Dating, in Vegas, and go out 6 nights a week with him, right? And I remember, I'd be in some club, maybe I would, pull some girl away from her friend group, be chatting her up for a while. I was always sober when I did game. Maybe she was, only lightly buzzed or pretty sober herself. And then her friends try to come to take her back. They're like, hey, Betsy, we have to go, that thing, remember? She's like, no, I like this guy, I'm staying with him. No, but Betsy, come on. She's like, no, girls, I'm good with this guy. Like, buzz off for a bit. And then, I'll stay talking for 30, 40 minutes, having her laugh her ass off, getting a little bit touchy-feely, maybe a full-on makeout, maybe just a little peck on lips, a little classy thing, leave her wanting more. Or maybe we go all the way physical intimacy, right? Didn't matter. 80% of the girls just ghost you. It's a guy I met at a club. It doesn't count, or for whatever reason. But even day game, right? And I'm thinking, like, it takes so long to, iron a shirt, get out there, stand in line, pay cover, fuck up your sleep schedule, stay out really late, pressure to drink, loud music, messing up your ears, violent drunk guys you got to deal with. All to talk to some girl that's just going to flake anyway. These days you can talk to, if you're hitting it hard on the dating apps or Instagram, you can meet 3 or 4 girls and be chatting them up all day, right? So one thing I want to say, even though I'm kind of, talking down on cold approach, and I put out a whole video on this topic. I'll put the, I don't know, that'll be a thing that appears somewhere on the screen now for you to click that, also in the description. But cold approach is necessary for quote unquote sharpening the sword, right? AKA sharpening your social skills. As I've talked about before, the same way you can go into the gym and put, stress on your muscles and they come back and they grow bigger and stronger. You can do the same thing with your social skills. You can be more just on the ball, more witty, better at improv, increase your storytelling ability. Now your stories go from like drawn out to like concise and punchy, and then the punchlines hit, the comedic timing gets really good. And, I talked about this in the video, but I would never have been able to get on the Fresh and Fit podcast or network with a lot of these same people. Even guys I meet through them. I've met the Tates through them. I've done content now with Sneeko and Sartorial Shooter, 2 other big guys. And like the red pill space, whatever you want to call it, out there. And if I didn't have the social skills to in general, right? I'm not perfect, right? But in general, talk to people and be kind of quote unquote likable, social, cool, friendly, etc., then I never would have, been able to, like I said, get on the Fresh and Fit platform, made the friends and the connections that I've made. And then also, with online dating, eventually it's got to change from online to in person. You got to get them on a date. You got to, see them face to face on a date. And if you're just this nervous weirdo with no social skills, it doesn't matter how many dates you can schedule if you can't, close on the date because you're just a weirdo with no confidence, right? So anyway, let's go into why I like online. We've talked about, cold approach a bit. Number one is just hotter girls, just point blank period, hotter girls. Back to what I was saying, clubs is the only place in most cities for, most people where you can find a high density of hot women in one place for you to approach. But 80% of them are roped off in a VIP area you can't even get to. And those are the hottest ones. So I just like these videos of like Mr. Jones, Miami, or what's the other one? The restaurant, Komodo, Miami. And I've been to these places, right? Yeah, there's a lot of hot girls there, but there's only like 5 to 10 at my table or 20 or 17 and a half. We got a midget there. But there's only a small number of girls actually at my table that I have access to, and I don't have access to the other ones, right? Like I said, staying out late, pressure to drink. Okay, so let's talk about why I prefer online. We've already covered a lot of this stuff, so I'll go through it quickly. The number one thing is that it's hotter girls, right? You'll find hotter girls on Instagram, right? All the most beautiful girls, even if they're hiding in their house, even if they're not going out to bars and clubs and they Uber Eats all their food, they never go outside. They can't hide from the gram, right? 99% of just people in America in general, but especially hot girls, will have an Instagram. And if you have a good virtual assistant or you just want to do it yourself, if you know what you're doing, you can find them, you can message them. And even, I talked about this before. My method of online, there's no real secret to it. It's kind of like if you've seen that King of the Hill episode where Boomhauer takes Bobby to the mall and he's just like hitting on a million girls, and Bobby's like, so that's your secret? You just hit on like, a whole bunch of girls?
Hey, man, you just watch old B-Dog and you'll learn, man. Hey, pretty lady, don't talk about it, maybe don't call you sometime.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hey there, pretty lady. I'm about to talk about it. I could give you a call sometime, man.
Oh, please.
Yeah, man, check it out, man. I'm waiting to my dang old Palm Pilot.
But you got shot down by 23 women before you got that phone number.
Ain't no thing.
So this is your big secret? You just ask every woman you see until one of them finally says yes?
Shut, man. You gonna tell my secret, man?
Yeah, volume works. You know, I'm not the most gorgeous guy. I'll put some pictures from Photo Fielder. This is a website where real women rate your pictures, and I get about a 5.5 on most of my photos, right? So I know, like, data driven. I'm not insecure. It's not a confidence thing. I get so many beautiful women. I mean, how could I be insecure, right? But I know just from what the data is literally showing me that, yeah, I'm about a 5.5. I'm about an average, slightly above average looking guy, but you know, you do so much volume. Like I said, you use virtual assistants, things like that, and you can make up for it with volume. But you got to know what you're doing, right? You got to know how to find these girls. You got to have a good profile to begin with. I've talked about this, but you know, my profile has videos of me speaking on stage, eating at the nicest, most luxurious restaurants, hanging out with big, fun groups of friends that, you know, hot women would see that and be like, damn, his life is fun. I should want to be a part of that, right? And like, you know, I've said a million times, scalable, systematizable, automatable. I don't know if these are words, but I'm making them words now. Automatable. And above all, not using dating apps. Now, you know, I still do use dating apps. I you know, most of the time, my best results, especially the hottest girls, I get from Instagram. I'm actually in Sao Paulo, Brazil right now. This is like my home base where I am most of the time. And I have about 57 Tinder matches. I've hit them all hard with my best game, the same game that works when we use for our clients, the same game that works for me across many countries and cities. The text game is there, the same profiles, the same photos. Bro, every one of them has done the same thing. They chat, we flirt hard for a bit, disappear. Next one, chat, flirt pretty hard, move from the app to WhatsApp, move from the app to Instagram, chat, flirt for another day or two, disappear. There's just something inherent about girls on dating apps where this is just, you know, how they operate. I think the flake rate is higher in Brazil than possibly anywhere on the planet that I've ever been, even higher than America. But even in America, you know, it's brutal. It's like, why do you match with a guy? Why do you get on a dating app if you're just going to, you know, ghost 99% of the time? So again, for you doubters of this online stuff, if you don't think it'll work for you, maybe you don't think you're that physically attractive, maybe you've tried, well, I've DM'd, you know, 10 girls, you know, before, and I didn't get a response from a single one. It's like, bro, I DM 10 girls an hour, right? That's like my morning coffee is 10 girls. By the afternoon, you know, I'm hitting way higher than that, right? And like I said, I want to prove it to you. Click the link in this video. I will let you try one of our virtual dating assistants for free. They will find the girls for you. They will automate it. It will take a little bit of time, but you will get results. And then you can't be a hater and say this doesn't work. And then if you like it, maybe we want to continue working together. But I will give you a free $0 trial. Just click the link in the description of the video to get onto that. And the last thing I'll end with is, even though I think, you know, online is the top tier and cold approach is the more mid tier, combining the two is God tier. Okay. What I mean by that is you use online to then use in-person cold approach. And the way you do that is you throw an event or party. Once again, I have a video on this. I have multiple videos on this, but the idea is that you run ads on Instagram in your city and you use that to throw a dinner party, something that, you know, starts early, ends earlier, not a ton of drinking, or you can use it to throw a Project X style rager, whatever you're into. And you can fill up a room full of beautiful women where you're the party liaison. You're the one putting this shit together. You're by default one of the highest value guys in that room because you put this shit together. And not only do you have an event where you get amazing content, you can cold approach 30, 40, 50 girls in a night. You're the one of the most high value guys in the room. You're also networking with other cool guys. And you just reduce flaking to like literally zero chance. So because you can invite 150 people, and even if, you know, 40 people show up, cool, 40 people in a dope ass apartment, still a good time, even if you invited 150, right? So that's it. Online versus meeting women in person. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yo, give me a follow on Instagram. What the hell? Redbeard Rants 1 is my Instagram handle. I give guys free Instagram audits all the time. I'll post my story, hey, I'm doing free Instagram audits for the first, 10 people that reply to the story. So if you want to get, your Instagram broken down, say which photos to use, how to optimize it, etc., then we can talk about that. Also, please like the video and subscribe, leave a comment, but especially subscribe. It's good for the algorithm. And that's all I got for today. Boys, peace.